Come vibe with me. I'm Jules, and we have Kwarmz in the house. Okay, Kwarmz, would you like to introduce yourself and tell people who you are, where you're at?
Yes, Kwarmz Migo. Most people know me by that. From Croydon, mid-20s, owner of Fortune Wear. Yeah, it's a lot that we can uncover. So
we're gonna unpack some of this.
We're here.
Okay, I mean, I looked at your bio and it says that you came from an area where certain things you experienced, including losing some of your friends, and seeing what you termed it as the football years. What do you mean by the football years?
Football numbers. So football numbers is a term that we use for like our friends that go away for like more than 4 years in jail, if you get what I'm saying. So them numbers are not like everyday kind of, I don't know what everyday sentence is, but to us growing up, it was like 4, 5, 6, 7. I got a friend coming out this month that's been inside for 7 years, and he got sentenced to 14.
Whoa.
It's a massive number, so yeah, that's what we mean by football numbers.
Whoa. So when you say you're in your 20s, which side of 20s are you? Which side of 25
like,
are you?
I'm trying to run away. I'm trying to run away from that 3-0. You get it? But I'm halfway
there. You're old, man. You're trying to go like you're young.
Boy, I love to stay there.
You know what I'm saying? This man's talking about his 20s.
Yeah, I'm in my 20s, man. I don't want to be old forever.
Okay. The Peter Pan clan.
Yeah, 100%. 21 forever.
Yeah? 21 forever? Ain't gonna happen, mate. Do you know what I mean? Doesn't work like that. Okay.
Unfortunately.
Okay, but listen, in respect of your crusade, so to speak, all the stuff that you've been doing since, I can see a big old logo there, Fortune, yeah? And I heard you kind of like allude to that when you first introduced yourself. Talk to me a bit more.
So yeah, Fortune's a brand, clothing line, but also a brand deeper than clothing. I see it as like, I always say it when people say, oh, where do you see Fortune in 5 years? Fortune actually might be a car company in 5 years, if you get what I'm saying. There might be a football academy in 5 years. Like, it's the brand and it's the message behind the brand. That's what's really driving us. So for now, the starting phases, the starting stages is just to get the name out. And to be honest, everyone wears clothes. If I'm wearing something nice or someone's wearing something nice and I see it, I'm going to look at the name of the brand, I'm going to ask about it, and I'm going to kind of get to know it, sort of thing. So this is like the first few stages that we're going to go through to get to the bigger stage. But it might still stay as a clothing line and we might just go into other things. But for now, yeah.
So where did the inspiration come from developing a brand or even getting into clothes?
Yes, so I'll start with the word Fortune. So going back to the football numbers and being around an environment that was full of negativity, we always had an eye for positive things. We always had an eye for greatness, if you get what I'm saying. But it got to a point where some of us took matters into our own hand to make things great for ourselves. It might have been a bit too early, but Fortune was always like, we want to be fortunate, whether it's health, wealth, love, whatever it is, we want to be on that good side of life. So that's where that word came from. And when it came out, or when I started writing Fortune, it was never like, I'm going to turn this into a brand. My dad would say he used to see me writing Fortune on my, exercise books in school, just writing it around. That's what he says. I don't know how true that is because I can't remember, but I'd like to take his word for it.
Early age.
Get it? So he was always like, yeah, like this Fortune thing, you've been writing on books for years, and it's good that you've turned it to this. So where we got from just the name to clothes is, I remember the day before I turned 18, I lost a friend, myself and Femi. We lost a good friend of ours, got stabbed in another one of our friends' house, and he died that same day. So what happened was, luckily his older brother was like on a positive path when the younger brother died. So what he done is he kind of brought us in and said to us, look, negative, but we can turn it to positive. And hearing it from him, especially knowing his background and knowing where he came from and where his friends currently were, because his friends were like our older brothers. So to hear him say it's negative, but let's turn it to positive, and for him to also say, you've got Fortune, turn it into something. But prior to that, actually, we did used to have Fortune, but it was amongst us. So we'd just go and print a t-shirt, because we always had that hustle and make money mentality. But when we started, we just wanted to keep it amongst ourselves. So we'll print something and just wear it. But when my friend died, it was like, nah, let's take the next step, because people are actually asking for this thing that we're wearing. Why don't we actually turn it into a proper business?
It sounds a bit like a shapeshifter. It can be whatever you want it to be, right?
100%.
However you position it.
Yes, wherever you are in life as well, and that's what like even. Let me just go straight into it. So bandos and bankrolls, yeah. So this is especially bandos. There's a phase that's used for, the fortune term. I would say a bando is any place of work. So it could be your office, it could be your studio, it could be the training ground on a football pitch, it could be anywhere. That's your bando.
Okay.
Drug dealers or the people on that side of life, a bando is the house that they go to do whatever. But using that, because obviously that's quite like common in our community around my age and younger and even older. So use that word, but twist it and give it a better meaning. So your bando could be your office, your bando could be your training ground. Obviously, bankrolls is the rewards and the gifts that you get from the work that you put in and the place of work. So bandos and bankrolls. So what was I even saying prior to that? I don't even know. But
you were basically talking about the communities that you've kind of built as a result of fortune.
Yes. Definitely. Yeah. So it's like anyone can tap into it, no matter where you are and what you do in life.
And in respect of anyone tapping into fortune, how do people tap into you? Because I know that you're actually doing great wider work around the community. So talk to me about that. What does that look like?
Pause. You see that move?
I'm gonna eat in a minute, man.
This cheesecake is under the lights.
Say, it ain't gonna be that long.
Jay, it's gonna melt.
Okay, I'll do as I'm told. Okie dokie. Mate, this is Syria real,
Director.
Yeah? You understand me? Alright, cool. Alright then, listen, alright. I don't know what this crew has put in this drink, alright? But let's taste this and you tell me what it is. I'm gonna get you to pour because that thing is proper heavy.
Cool.
Alright? I have no idea what's in it.
Yeah.
Right. I just want a drink, man, not a bloody river. Come on. Thank you. All right, cool. Let's cheers on this.
Oh, 1 second. Let me just put this down a bit.
We've got a multitask, mate.
There we go.
Cheers. You got to drink it, though.
Got it. I'm
You got to drink it.
I'm going to back it one go.
You don't even know what it is. You're going to back it.
It's a drink and it's not going to kill me.
Here we go. It's all right, actually, whatever it is. What does it taste like?
It tastes alcohol. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? But yeah.
You're definitely tasting alcohol.
That's the first thing.
But what is in it? Guys, what's in this drink, please?
Alcohol.
Yeah, what type of alcohol? Vodka and cranberry.
Okay,
do you do vodka?
Why not? Yeah.
You know what? That's a drink that a lot of young people, I wouldn't say young people, but people used to drink just to, when they're trying to...
Not me.
Fly
I don't
low,
know. Maybe the
not under the
influence we
radar.
had around us was a bit different. We're influenced by the Jamaicans and the Yardies, so vodka wasn't a bit... It was a brown juice.
Okay, so what's your brown juice? What's your juice of flavor? Juice of choice?
To be honest, I think the first alcohol I had was Evil Juice, ENJ. We just call it Evil Juice.
It just sounds... ENJ, never heard of that.
ENJ, yeah. It was like the cheap version of Hennessy, man. Then obviously...
Oh, ENJ, yeah, we know. Yeah, that's a cheap brandy, right?
Yeah,
well,
it's cheap.
It's a brandy, just a brandy.
You get me? So
okay.
that's where it started from, Evil Juice.
I just got it. Okay, I get it. Okay.
So I stick to the brown juice, dark juice. So the Hennessy's, obviously Ciroc here and there. Ciroc is vodka, right? It is.
Yeah.
When Ciroc came out with the flavors, everyone got sucked in. We were having our 5 a day. You get me? The fruit. So,
well, talking on food and your 5 a day and all the rest of it, let's have some 5 a day, some goodness here. What we got here today is cheesecakes, and these are courtesy of Bakeless. So Bakeless, this is their speciality. They make cheesecakes even, all right? Are you a cheesecake person?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
No,
there's just a little twist in the tail here. One of these cheesecakes is vegan, and I want you to tell me which one it is. So let's just get stuck in. This one's Biscoff, I think.
No.
Okay, what is this one? This one is...
Banana and rum.
Banana and rum.
And then one is Baileys.
One is Baileys, okay, and then one of the... No, banana, rum, Baileys, and vegan. I don't know which one's which, so get stuck in. Let's just go for this. I'm going to try this one first. It is... What's that one? Whatever it is, it's good.
So what is it again? What's in it?
I've got to taste it again, I tell you, I can't remember. You try and work it out. Can you tell me which one it is, please? Which one? What are the flavours? The varieties, what are they? Can someone tell me, please?
Baileys.
That's not Baileys, no.
That's banana and rum.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then the other one's Baileys.
Okay, oh, you know what it is, I just realised you... This is good, man. Come on. You got to back me up on this. Is it not good?
That was nice though. Can't lie.
You're kind of hesitating.
I got a dinner later. I might have to take this for the birthday girl.
Dress it up and just kind of push them together, make it look like one, right? Come on then.
Nice though.
I'm going to try this one here. You can go for that one. Look at you going back in there again, yeah?
So what? One of these vegan.
One of all these.
Oh, including that it looks like that, then that's going to be
How
vegan.
you know? You even tasted it. Oh, this is nice.
Can't look at it.
These are really good. Bakeless, on point, as always.
It's got a nice little crunch to it as well.
Yeah? So which one do you think, after tasting them, is the vegan one?
I don't know, man.
In your own
Can't
time,
tell. I can't tell. I don't even know.
We will taste
They
good,
all
right?
taste good. Honestly, I'm
But
not
if
even
you're on
saying
a
it
tip
because
of
the
like you
cameras
don't
on,
eat
by the
certain
way.
things, you're not left out of the party, right?
Nah.
Because they're all
This is for
inclusive,
everyone.
right?
This is
They're
for
really,
everyone
really
still.
nice. Yeah, man. Hats off. Okay. Help
Oh,
me.
what?
So no, just
I
keep.
can't
No,
finish.
man. No. You can keep on. You can keep on. Keep on. Okay. So whilst you're doing that, whilst you're munching, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, yeah, just to kind of get to the nuts and bolts of who you are as a person. And one of the things I'm going to ask you is, would you describe yourself as Black British? And whatever your answer is, why?
It's a good question.
You know. This is Come Vibe With Me. That's all we have is good questions.
Very good question with that.
I'll ask you the question again just to give you some time. Would you describe yourself as Black British? And whatever your answer is, why? I like the way I said that. Why?
You know what? Growing up, so from age 10 to maybe 19, 20, my answer to that would have been yes.
Okay.
But now, as I sit here, I'll say no.
Okay.
All right, the reason why I said yes for 10 to 20 or whatever, or 19 is because my environment, my people around me is what made me. So I was doing things like a British boy, if you get what I'm saying.
Okay.
My mindset, the things that I liked, even staying in my Croydon community for like years until probably 18 or 17 actually. That's the first time I took a flight with my friends. Prior to that, my mindset was literally just local. But fortunately, I went to Ghana in 2016 and I came back a bit different. So right now, I'll say no, I'm Black African.
Okay. Okay.
100%.
So when you said you came back a bit different, what was a bit different?
I just appreciated everything around me a bit more. Obviously, don't get me wrong, right? In Ghana, like I got family on both sides. So I got family that are very good, and I got family that financially could do better. And away from my family, driving around the communities on the streets, you'd see the rich that would never come to the UK because they'll say to you, "What's there for me?" They've got their Lambos, they've got the whatever they need, they've got that. Then you've got the ones that even got people that are disabled at the traffic light selling stuff.
Okay.
So it's like, hold on, if he can be disabled, risking his life, trying to make ends meet at this traffic light, me that lives in Croydon, I go to school for free, I do this for free, I do that for free, whatever I like, I can, especially when you hold a British passport, you can actually travel the world.
Yeah.
What am I doing with myself, if you get what I'm saying? So that was like an awakening, and it made me connect again to like, and I say again because I was born in Ghana, but when I came here, I would like to say I lost myself, or I lost what was really in me until I went back and I reconnected, and
Okay. I hear
it was
you.
go mode. So
Okay. And you touched on education. How would you describe your education experience?
Ghana was a bit different. Ghana was more strict.
Okay.
Even like down to home life, you had to study a lot. You get me? There was people always, or the person I was living with, anyways, I was living with my older cousin because my parents and my brother was here. He was a bit strict. So even in school, actually, I'll give you a joke. Times table. If a teacher walks in the classroom, he can point at anyone and be like 5 times 5, 2 times 2, at any given moment.
Okay.
And you got to be able to give him an answer in 2 seconds. And if you don't give it in time, you got to do this and you're getting hit with a cane or a ruler. So looking back at that, that was a
Cane
bit...
and ruler?
Cane or ruler.
Oh, okay.
Looking back at that, that was like... a bit
Draconian.
a bit mad, but it made us, it shaped us.
Yeah.
So even coming here, I remember, this is another joke. I was in year 6 when I first came, and the teacher asked the class to spell the word environmental, and everyone was quiet. So I thought, easy. Like in Ghana, you get beaten to basically learn. Like I was learning this in like year 2. Like how the hell do you not know how to spell
And there's a rule
environmental?
of silence. Cricket.
Silence. So obviously I put my hands up because that's what we do in GH, and I stood up. Then the whole class started laughing. I'm thinking, what's going on there? Obviously culture like different, isn't it? In Ghana, it's a respect thing. Me, sir, you get up and you say what you need to. I spelled it. I got it right. Class clapped, but before, prior to that happening, they had to laugh because they're thinking, what's this freshie doing? You know what I'm saying? Anyone use that word now, I'm beating them up. but back then, it's like, yeah, so that was a mad difference. That was a culture shock for me. I was like, hold on, what? What? So I can just shout out? Like, I won't get beats for doing this? Then obviously, going into secondary school, I had a rough secondary school path. I went to 4 secondary schools.
4, you know?
Yeah.
Why 4? I'm listening.
Just issues left, right, and centre. I think the first one that I went to was a mistake because I was there for 3 months, and the reason why I went to that school is because I think I was meant to be waiting for a different school, but that one was available there and then, so my parents just thought, just go to that. And when I got to that, the people in that school were from a different side of Croydon.
Okay.
This is year 7, you know, but we never saw it like
already, you know, but keep
we
going.
never really saw it like that. But now that I look back at it, because there's even a separation between. Don't get me wrong, I still know everyone, I still get on with everyone, but like there's a clear divide between the areas, if you get what I'm saying. Like, some people talk, some people don't. But so I was in a school full of the boys from the other side of Croydon, and I just felt uncomfortable because everyone I grew up with mostly went to a school closer to my primary school. A few problems here and there, and luckily I just got managed moved to a school that Femi was at and most of my friends was at.
Okay.
And even there, I lasted 7 months. So in year 7 alone, I was in 2 schools. Then at the end of that, another managed move. Parents were worried about my outside life after school and the people that I was with. The school was worried about, obviously, knowing that I just came to the country a year ago and seeing who I was chilling with and police chasing left, right, and centre. They agreed to manage move me again. So then I went to a different school called St. Andrews. That school's closed down now. So in year 8, I was in St. Andrews for like 8 months. Then I got kicked out for having a knife. But I didn't have the knife on me to show. Something happened the day before where a year 10 boy just beat me up badly. And I can't lie, as I've gone to that school, I went there with some credibility because I'm the Croydon boy from and that school was, even though it was in Croydon, the boys and the girls there were a bit more like, they were coming from good homes. So their way of life wasn't like what I was used to. Don't get me wrong, my parents are still together. So not to say that I didn't come from a good home, I did. That's but it's like my outside life was different because mum and dad were always trying to make ends meet. So yeah, I had a name in that school. I had a name before I came to that school. I had a name outside the school.
So you had a rep to protect, as
but
we say.
You get it. So, but this boy, he was an Afghan boy as well. I think he just got to the country within 2 months, so you know he's ready for.
Absolutely.
He beat me up.
He's seen war. He's seen it all.
He beat me up. I can't lie. He beat me up.
Proper.
Beat me up. But the funny thing
coming.
is, I didn't see that coming because prior to him beating me up, there was a snow fight. And I beat up a year 11.
A snow fight.
A snow fight.
Okay.
And I beat up a year 11. So I thought, oh, that talk of the town, beat up a year 11, whatever. So I thought, year 10, if I've already got down in year 11, get me Goliath. I've already got down Goliath. Like, what's this one? But yeah, he punished me. So it's even funny I said punish because in Ghana, yeah, like if I'm in year 11 and you're in year 9, I can tell you kneel down till I'm back. That's the punishment. Yeah. Seniors. We used to call them seniors.
Okay.
Like. So like that whole authority, I'm older than you, listen to me, is really a lot. Now it's probably gone because beating kids is illegal in Ghana now and stuff like that. But yeah, so my mindset was if I can beat up a senior, that's year 11, who are you in year 10 to tell me anything sort of thing. So went to school the next day with a knife in my bag, and basically my form group was mixed with everyone. So from year 7 to year 11, because it was houses, innit? So you'd have year 7s in there, year 8s in there, 9s, 10, 11s. And there was an older girl that I used to sit next to. I used to get on quite well.
It was a mixed school, yeah?
Mixed school, yeah.
Okay, but just going back, were the schools you went to, were they all mixed schools or were they?
Every single one of them.
Cool,
Every
okay.
single one
So
of
yeah,
them.
you're saying the older girl?
Yeah, so that's a girl that I used to get on quite well with, and normally I would have sweets in my bag and stuff to sell in the playground. So obviously she's more than welcome to go through my bag and take whatever she wants. I got up to go and get something from the teacher's desk. The teacher was out of the class, and
By the time you got back?
by the time I'm coming back and the teacher's coming back, the girl's in my bag and she's taking out the knife. But she's looking at it.
Okay, so she blew you up.
She's looking at it, and teachers walked in like, oh, said her name, whose is it? It's mine. And obviously, I'm not going to get her in trouble, so I said, yeah, it's mine. Black teacher as well. So she gave me a nice word. She took me outside and said, look, I'm going to keep this between us. Go to your lesson. I thought, boss case. But I went to my DT lesson, and that's when I got called out to the office, police, head teacher. And that was my last day in that school. So I went to centre after that. At the end of year 11, I went to centre for
Is that like an alternative provision as they call it now?
Yeah. So I went there for like a year. But obviously, like I said, my upbringing in Ghana, education-wise, was always ahead of my age. So even in centre, I was the lead. Like I was leading in all subjects weekly. Like if you look at we used to look at the scoreboard, I was always on top, So after like half a year.
You said natural ability, right?
I think yeah. Because funny enough, my dad's a lecturer, so I kind of get it from somewhere. If you get what I'm saying. Luckily, a school came in. No, actually, the centre decided that look, you're too good for here in terms of education, and your friends are here, so we can just see them just making it worse for you. So let's just try and get you out as quick as possible. So they said, you can go back to mainstream. What mainstream would you like to go to? And I said, let me go back to Lanfranc, where most of my friends are.
Where Femi was, right?
Where Femi was,
okay,
yeah.
Surprise,
you get me?
surprise.
And the rest of them were there.
Go on.
Or back to St. Andrews. This is when the school was still open. They said, no, you can't go back to St. Andrews because you're banned from the area of the school. You can't even go there. And you can't go to Lanfranc because most of your friends are there and there's a report of concerns. So Woodcote, a school that was in Croydon, but it's like outskirts of Croydon, so like the Purley, Colston, they came in. It was a different school. They came and took me in, put me on trial for like 6 weeks. On my second day, I had another fight. But luckily, the teacher that took me in, she's the head teacher of the school now, but back then I think she was just one of the APs, assistant principals. So she took me in, got into a fight the second day. Then she said,
what is even this fighting? I'm listening.
Because people want to try you see, and it's now that I'm grown, it's mad to say this, but honestly speaking, sometimes people just want to like try you because they know of you or they've heard of you or they just want to try you.
Okay.
So this, like, it's just school problems and like, you get me, there's leadership, so people want to climb up.
Okay.
But anyways, they just wanted to try me, so just had a fight. But after that fight, teacher said, look, I can actually let you go right now, but I believe in you, so you're going to need to do me a favour. I said, what's the favour? Like, you should be kicking me out. She said, I need you to join the rugby team, and that's how I'm going to keep you here. Obviously, she was bantering then, but I said, yeah, why not? I'll play rugby. Played rugby, I got a black eye. I said, no, I can't do it again. That was my last day, so yeah, school life was a bit messy. So then when I came out of school, my school life has been long, so we're going on for quite some time, but when I came out of school, that's when my friend died.
Yes.
Then I was in a football college during that time.
So you was aspiring to be a footballer? That was the vocation or the
that's
life
what took me away. You see, when I got kicked out in year 8 for the 9th, they actually found a team for me and said, let's get you doing something. And I'm actually good at football, or was, or still is. My little brother is a professional footballer, and I say proudly.
Really?
He learned
Who does he
it from
play
me.
for? Who
He
does
plays
he
for AFC Wimbledon.
Hey, he got through. Because you know, every other person that I know, because I work in education as well, and every other young man wants to be an aspiring footballer, and they're talented, but it's
hard.
Only a few get through, right?
Yeah, honestly, with my brothers, I think is God's purpose and his hard work. Even though he's been at the top academies like Chelsea's, the Crystal Palace, it was always something will happen, then you get rejected. But God was always going to make a way for him. That's how I see it, innit? So, yeah, played football, Fico died. Then I went uni. Funny enough, a lot of people don't think I've been to university, but we went to uni because at the age of 17, 18, that's when the crime around us was really high. A lot of us were either going to jail, getting stabbed, doing a stabbing. So one of our friends...
Or going to the mortuary, right?
Yeah, honestly, because by that time, I think we had lost one friend already anyways. So one friend said, you know, he's going to go uni. Looked at the uni he was going to, and I thought, hold on, the ends is Friday, things are just mad. I know that I can do better than this. My friends can do better than this. Like, we've all got potentials to do great, honestly speaking. Amongst ourselves, we used to say we'll be the first people out of Croydon to make it popular. And one of us has gone the furthest. Hardy Capri is a rapper. That's a good friend of ours as well. So we believed in ourselves, if you get what I'm saying. So going to uni, but I had to go to the right one. I couldn't go to a uni that was like Lanfranc, where all my friends would be, or people similar to my friends. I had to go to a uni like Woodcote, where all the kids, their parents were coming from like good professions, like doctor, teacher. So we decided to go to Portsmouth. And that was intentional. I just knew, I know myself, I know my friends. If we come across any group of boys that think they're bad and they want to try, it's going to go left. We're probably going to get hurt, or they will definitely get hurt. It's one of those things. So we had to make a conscious decision to actually just move away from that life and have a choice. You know, when people say, I didn't have a choice, we've all got choices.
You know that, right?
We've all got choices. Maybe sometimes it's harder to make the choice, but just follow someone that's making that choice. Go and find someone. If you have to go to Central, wherever, go and find someone in the field that you want to go to, and you find it. So, yeah, long story short, went to uni, graduated, and...
What did you graduate in? What's your field?
Sports and exercise science.
Sports and, yeah?
Yeah.
You went all the way?
Yeah.
Congratulations, man. Your parents must, in terms of all the spits and spurts and highs and lows, you arrived. Yeah? Congratulations.
Thank you.
I know that you've kind of got, eat. But I know you've kind of gone back in because you are dealing with safeguarding in schools. Talk to me about what that looks like. I mean, in actual fact, I suppose there's a specific question I'm going to ask you. In contrast to your experiences and how it was then, has much changed now?
A lot.
Okay.
The support system that are in schools now, if we had it then, I think all my friends would have been able to get to where we're getting to quicker, faster.
What does the support system look like?
Behaviour mentor. I didn't have anyone to speak to when I was going through these issues in my schools.
So when you said a behaviour mentor, that's the role that's your title.
That's where I started. Yeah, that's where I started. So that's part of the roles I play in.
So what does a behaviour mentor do?
Well, what I do, because everyone's kind of different, everyone's approach is different. But what I try to be the bigger brother that I needed in school. I didn't have a bigger brother. I had a bigger sibling. I'm a bigger sister.
That's a really good point you there. You know, because it is about having relatable role models, right?
100%.
You've got to see somebody that looks like you in order to even begin.
Listen to them.
I'm listening.
I'm not going to listen to anyone that
ain't
got a clue of what they're talking about. I'm just going to look at you, all right, cool, safe. Like, I've got to believe, I've got to be able to look at you and be like, you know what you're talking about. So that's where it started for me as a behaviour mentor. But looking back, I've been there.
I can see you trying to line up your food and trying to eat at the same time.
I can't multitask. I want to eat it, but the conversation is also important.
It's me and you. We're talking man and eat. You can do the two, but go on.
Come back.
Cool. That's your business. When it's all done, do not be looking at me, all right? Okay, anyway, moving on.
Femi looks hungry anyway, so gotta feed my bro, but yeah.
But you were saying that in respect of the mentoring, the actual role in itself and people being relatable.
It's important. I've got to be like, till this day, I have to be the bigger brother, bigger uncle, bigger sibling, and I didn't have in school, because that's the difference. There's teachers. I'm not trying to be another teacher. And I always say, I'm not a teacher. I'm not your teacher. I'm your life coach, your safeguarding officer, or your behaviour mentor. And I'm your big brother as well, most importantly. So, and that helps because it kind of gives that comfort. The respect, the understanding, like to just open up and talk to them, or for them to talk to me about certain things like they wouldn't tell their maths teacher. So
you work with people in secondary, primary schools, or what settings are they?
Secondary and sixth form, but the secondary is full of people just like people that went through the school life that I went through, if you get what I'm saying. Probably not as bad because they're not in centre. It's an alternative provision. I'll say this on camera. No one can't tell me that. But it's alternative provision for Harris. It's an alternative provision for Harris where they bring their year 8s. Actually, we used to do year 8s, not anymore. But where they bring like their year 10s and their year 11s who are on the verge of getting permanently excluded, and they'll just come and give them some time off. And if they improve, they come back. If they don't, they go to centre. So yeah, it's like a holding thing, sort of thing. And obviously sixth form's a normal sixth form. So yeah.
But you're saying that that's a significant difference that you're seeing in contrast to your experience being in education.
Definitely.
Versus now you're saying the support system is a lot
different. Or maybe no one told me that these support systems were there. But now parents are aware. Like even when we're bringing in a student, we tell the parents what we offer. We ask the parents and the students what their kids struggle with and stuff like that. So it's like the conversation is more broad and there's more understanding.
That's interesting, something you just said there as well, in terms of the parents.
Yeah.
Because in terms of parental responsibility or involvement, how important do you feel that is, or how is it playing out in your eyes?
As a parent now, I look at these parents and I look at some of my students and I understand exactly why whatever's happening in our community is happening.
Okay, talk to me.
My personal life, when I look back, my parents were there, fully married, devoted, literally trying their hardest, but time wasn't there. So yes, they're out making ends meet, but there's not much of the mummy and son time or the daddy and son time. So now what that done for me personally, I just linked up with everyone outside and we stayed outside and we done whatever we needed to do outside. And my parents didn't really know me outside. They just knew me at home.
True. That's not much change because I hear that one definitely.
So by the time that they heard about me or heard about their son, a lot of things had gone wrong already. And it's not their fault. I don't blame them.
No.
Maybe with a little word here and there, they would have been able to tap in. So now I look back and I say, yes, the parenting is a bit different and it plays a big role because you can tell a student that's got parents that are working with them and talking to them and guiding them from a parent that's just a friend. Like I always say to my son's mom, yes, be friendly with your son. Yes, I'm friendly with my son, but he's not my friend.
Okay.
In the most polite way, he's not my friend. I banter with him, wrestle with him, do all that. But when I say yes is yes, when I say no is no. And a lot of parents don't do that with their kids. That's what I've seen.
So you think it's blurred lines in terms of the boundaries?
Blurred lines, yeah. They're just scared to come across a bit offensive or whatever, but tough love is love. And like I said to you, my upbringing in Ghana, school-wise, was tough love. And here, it was soft love. So I've been able to see that, like, the difference and things
What comes across with you is that you appear to be very principled, which is lovely. Do you know what I mean? And I think the fact that you've come from another education system in another country, that's perhaps why that is the case. But the other thing you also spoke about, which comes through, or it just literally is raging through, is the fact that you came from parents who were married. And I'm going to ask you, in terms of black love, what does that mean to you?
What, from parent?
From parent, from going forward, however you want to answer that question, it's over to you, man.
From parent, black love was given in terms of making sure provisions there. So even when I was in Ghana, my parents were over here, they would make sure that monthly there was shopping done from abroad over. So I was one of the kids in school. I went to a good school in Ghana, so a school that had American citizens, Indians. I literally grew up with a lot of Indians. Here's not the first place I met Indians. There's a lot of Chinese and Indians in Ghana.
Really? Okay, I wouldn't have known that.
Yeah, no,
Didn't know that at all.
Most of their parents come for business.
Okay.
So
I mean, a similar thing in the Caribbean as well. There's a lot of Indians and Chinese, but I didn't know the same applied in Ghana. I didn't know that at all.
I went to school with a lot of Indians, especially. I went to school with a lot of Indians in Ghana still.
Okay.
So yeah, like from parent angle, it's been given, making sure something's there. But obviously now, if I look at what my parents are giving me to what my friends wearing or what my friend has, I'm like, nah, safe, but I need to go and get something else on top. So that's what that type of love was. It wasn't really too touchy, lovey-dovey, chilling together. It was more like from a distance, tough love. Then obviously growing up, being around my friends and female friends, male friends, we got to tap into the more huggy, touchy side of love.
That's what I'm about, man. I'm a huggy, touchy, tactile person. Do you know what I mean? So
100%.
I hear that. So
he's like that as well.
Femi's like that as well. So you and him hugging, and touching, and feeling each other, yeah?
No. Why for that? Why for that? I'm joking.
But no, I mean, in terms of the institution of marriage, I'm going to go there. Do you know what I mean?
I believe in it.
Do you?
100%.
And why do you believe in it? What is it?
Because I feel like if a man is so fiery, you need someone to calm him down.
Okay.
I'm just going to use that as an example. Or if a woman's too fiery, you need someone to calm her down. Like, it's like the battery, plus, minus. Like, that's the balance of life. So you need a balance. And I feel like male, female, or whatever that may look like to someone else, but to me, it looks like male and female. That balance is needed. It kind of gives you that spiritual backing as well, I think, anyways, that just to have a home and to be able to just visualize together, dream together, build each other's personal dreams and ambitions together. I'm a firm, strong believer in that.
So that's somewhere along the line that's going to be you. Yeah, that
in
big
5
day.
years' time, 32.
Wearing your Fortune t-shirt and your outfit and thing.
Fortune suit. We'll make a nice Fortune suit.
I'm about to say, would you design your own outfit?
100%. Might as well. There's no point getting to buy Gucci when you can make Fortune.
Come on, hello. But on that note, I did say to you, you know, when you first walked through the door, I said, you can't be walking, looking all the way you look, all speng and ting, and where's my love, man? I'm feeling cold.
You know what?
I'm listening.
I've got a nice little tracksuit for you.
For me? Oh, you shouldn't have, anyway. What is it? No, seriously.
It's a
what
Fortune tracksuit. It's a female version, so you know what? Let's open it up and look at it properly.
I feel so special. Let me see what we got here. Oh, whoa. Oh, Syria. We're going to be fighting over this. Look at this. This is the quality.
Yeah?
The quality is on point.
Quality control.
The quality is on point.
That's what we live for. Look. Everything's Fortune.
It's beautiful. The branding, the logo, everything.
Hey, wait, sorry. So you never brought enough for the cameraman?
Hey!
Please, you take it step by step. You take it step. Right now, we're under the...
This is gorgeous. You know what? Look, it's got a nice elasticity to it.
Yeah, honestly.
The quality, look, it's beautiful. Look, hey, can you see me? You know what I mean?
Oh, we're gonna look so nice.
We're gonna be twinning. Hello. This is beautiful. Let me see the bottoms.
That's the bottom.
You know, I love this because look, it's got that seam down the front that makes me look slim. Hey, you know, right? That is beautiful. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Thank you.
So
thank you. So
that's for you.
This is part and parcel of your range. What colours does this come in?
We had, so to be honest,
Thank you.
Actually the last one. That is not for sale.
It's not for sale.
It's
So this is exclusive.
exclusive for you, done and dusted. But we had this colour as well in summer.
This is for me as well. This is for me.
That one's just the top pin.
You can't. Hey, you cannot be telling me no. Okay, let me just take my cheesecake.
Freezer, let's go.
But no, these are absolutely gorgeous. So if people want to find out more about how to get in touch or acquire these items, what would they do? How?
We've got a website, fortunewear.co.uk, Instagram, fortunewearcl, so that's Charlie Lima. And just currently we're not really selling a lot of things because we've got a new stock coming out, so we're just kind of keeping everything.
So how would you describe your brand? I mean, in terms of I won't know the brand, the actual line or the collection. What is it? Streetwear? Is it casual? Is it?
Yeah. You know what? Man, you asked that question because I was just about to say streetwear, but then I remembered that one of the first pieces we've done is a sample, by the way, but we can go there.
Tell me.
So this is not streetwear. This is like fashion.
This.
We can go there.
I'd wear this as a dress, right?
Yeah.
That's a dress for me.
But we made that years ago.
That is beautiful.
We haven't stopped it or anything, but that was just an idea. So
this
we
is a sample.
Take it there, yeah, as a sample, yeah.
Do you want me to? I don't mind modelling it. I can go on my next.
This one will come in due time.
No, nice pair of boots and some big ear. Come on, hey, this is beautiful, man.
This is one.
I love it, love it, love it, love it.
Thank you.
Love it. So what, you designed this?
Yeah. This one I didn't. This one we had a design do it, but everything else so far.
So what else have you got in there? I'm not looking for freebie, so I want to see what else you've got in there. What else?
Like I've explained bundles and bank.
And then you got the sweats on yourself. You got the sweats that your own ones.
So that's a tracksuit, the up and down, and this. So you asked what Fortune is. Like I said, it can be whatever you want it to be. So there's always a message behind it from the ground up. And that's the story of our lives. We came from the ground up. I came from the ground up. Funny enough, on my way here in the car with Femi, he was telling me about, because he was born in Nigeria, came here at the age of 3, and he was telling me about when he first came here, he was in a room with just him and his mum. To us, that's the ground up. Okay. That's the story. That's the David versus Goliath storyline. So yeah, it's literally just a message for it. And you can start from anywhere. You could have started from a millionaire's type of status or whatever, but a billion, you've also come from the ground up once you get to the billion, right? So
It's really interesting what you just said there, you know, because when I used to teach, and I often found that people who came from overseas, they were more hungry for what life had to offer, whereas people who are indigenous of the UK just cruised and just didn't necessarily value
what they had.
And
that's what I went through from 10 to 19, 20 until I went back home and I thought, hold on, I'm playing about. I need to go back and just do a madness. So that's very true. 100%. Because they're just used to just being comfortable, and your comfort zone is not always the best place to be. You got to challenge yourself.
And in respect of I'm going to go back again to the young people of today and the people that you work with. What kind of advice do you give them in terms of, like, you know, just making sure that they stay straight and they kind of, like, you know, follow their dreams or have dreams, aspirations? I mean, how do you guide them?
You know what? It's always difficult and it's always different depending on who's speaking. So let's say I'm speaking to someone that wants to be a footballer. I'll just tell them the story of my brother because I've lived it with him.
Of course.
I've lived it with him. I'll tell you, look, it wasn't always rosy like it is now. Even now it's not that rosy because he's only 20, but he's still battling to make it into the first team starting lineup. He's got a professional contract, but it's not given to you. Yeah, you've signed a paper, but you got to still work. So the advice I give to them is, look, one, don't watch nobody. Don't watch no one. Don't say, oh, my friend that I grew up with is playing at Chelsea and I'm at Sunday League team. We grew up with friends of ours that were in academy at a point. Now they're not. And we had friends that were not in academy and now they're playing in the Premier League. So it's like, don't watch no one. That's the first thing. Just know what you want. Be sure that you want it, believe in it, and just go after it. And obviously, yes, the road's not going to be straight, but just be determined and just stick to it and you get there.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question because you seem to be multifaceted. Not you seem to be, you are. I know you are. You're very entrepreneurial, very enterprising. Yeah. But what does a normal day in the life of yourself look like?
So I try to cramp everything in within the 24 hours, which is not even 24 hours, because if you're sleeping 6-7 hours out of it and you get me. So I try to design. I try to always kind of think outside the box. So right now we're working on a collection, but it's not just clothes, like I said, it's a message, and that's the most important. So we're trying to get the message together, get a video out to show the message without me necessarily saying this is what the brand is for. Obviously, we'll speak on it in podcasts and stuff like that, but it's just thinking, always trying to think to make something make sense, to make it be relatable to anyone in this world.
I'm about to say, who's your target audience? Who's the message for?
Fortune as a brand is for everyone.
Okay.
Because of the message. The message in the brand is for everyone. Honestly, you could be the prime minister today and your ambition might be you want to be the UN president, for example. Like, that's your next step. So it's for everyone. No matter where you are, square one, square two is your next target sort of thing. But then the brand, the clothes itself, I say is for obviously the youth. It's for people that work in offices, but when they come home, they just want to feel free. People that want to go on holiday and just feel good. Quality control is very important.
Yeah, definitely. You got it under lock, mate.
Yeah, and I've been reading a book called Atomic Habits here, and basically part of
What's it called?
Atomic Habits.
Atomic Habits.
It's very good, and it talks about making habits satisfying or making whatever satisfying. So, for example, it's talking about toothpaste. When it first came out, the taste of it, aftertaste, people didn't really like it, even though they knew that it was cleaning their teeth and that they didn't really like it, so they didn't use it as much until a brand came with something more satisfying. Then everyone jumped onto it. So we have to make the clothes satisfying. You got to feel good. You got to look good. You got to want to take the pictures. You got to want to show off. Like today, prior to us coming, we've done a couple of drops to people that are flying out the country. They want to wear it. They want to feel good. People that are maybe got a party this weekend, they want to wear it. They want to feel good. So it's just that feel good factor, satisfying. Whether you're working in the office, no matter what you're doing, because there's a time where we all just want to chill out. Even if you're just lounging at home, like you can actually just wear it.
So again, in respect of what makes you feel good and how you deal with your downtime, what does that look like?
What makes me feel good is seeing the less fortunate be fortunate.
Okay.
And we actively try to do things to make the less fortunate fortunate. So Fortune, actually, we own a charity organisation in Ghana.
Fantastic.
called Girls Fought Eagle Eye.
What's it called?
Girls Fought. So Girls, the Girls part is the boy that's over there, the guy that I started the thing with, his name's Gershon.
Okay.
And obviously the Fort is the fortune, so Girls Fought Eagle Eye. And what we do, it's not like an orphanage sort of thing. I respect the people that do that side of things as well, but ours is more targeted on like the educational system. So the kids that maybe may need like scholarships, uniforms, pencils, books, stuff like that.
Brilliant.
What we also do, we put up like a yearly show where they all come together and they actually just showcase their talent. So they might want to sing, they might want to do this. We give them a platform in I think the National Theatre, in Ghana, and they're all just we do it yearly. Over 800 students coming from all walks of life. That is what makes me happy personally, because I feel like my purpose in life is to actually just make people feel good. And that's what I've done my whole life. Even when I was getting in trouble, because I was backing my friends. Like, whether it's a fight, we're fighting together. Whether we need to put money together, we're putting money together. Whether I need to split my £2 that I got so you can eat, we're doing it together. So I feel like that's my purpose, honestly speaking. And that's why even me working in a school is a coincidence, because not once did I think I'll end up there. I feel like I've been sentenced to 5 years in Harris to just give back.
So Harris,
It's Harris. Harris Aspire and sixth form, pro skill sixth form. But yeah, I've just been giving back, just pouring out, and I feel like that's what I live for.
Well, you're evidently doing a good job. You know what I mean? Some on the line, I'm sure somebody's being inspired and using you as a point of reference to say, like, if it wasn't for, do you know what I mean? Yeah. And we've all got those people in life who've propelled us to where we are. And on that note, who would you say is a role model for you? Who do you look up to?
My dad is definitely one of them.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say that. I knew you were going to... No, I hoped you were going to say that.
Yeah, no, my mum and dad, because their journeys to where they are now is inspiring. Like,
man.
No one can ever tell me what are your parents doing for you. I just tell you, look, they came from nothing to something. They came from Ghana in their own individual lives. My mum's mum was a head teacher, but when my mum got to the age of 16, she stopped going to school. She started hustling, selling.
Okay.
She was selling stuff on the streets.
Okay.
And by 18, she was living by herself. So it's like, I listen to my mum, watch my mum, hear my grandparents, my aunties talk about my mum's life. And I'm like, wow, same with my dad. He's a lecturer. He's come from nothing as well. My dad would tell me there was a time in his life where after school, he's going straight to the farm with his uncle he was living with to just go and get something to come and eat. Now, that's inspiration for me.
100%.
That's inspiration for me. Obviously, don't get me wrong. Like, you do have like the odd Jay-Z's and the people around in the society that are also doing great. But me, my inspiration comes from home. That's the most important. Without them, I wouldn't be where I am.
100%. And in respect of food that you like to eat, apart from bakeless cheesecakes, what type of food do you like to eat?
Can't lie, the Jamaicans do it well still. But the Ghanaians are also winning. So jollof rice and peas. Obviously mac and cheese is aside, but that's the only thing. That's the only thing I know how to cook in life. So
you like to cook mac and you can
that's
cook?
The only thing. It might not be as good as yours, but it's good for me.
Do you like to cook?
No.
Oh.
He does it very well.
Okay, Femi, you're the cook, yeah?
Femi's the cook, so he's the chef. When we were in uni, Femi used to chef for us. So
really?
I just make the mac and cheese. We just control the chicken and everything.
So does Femi, do you back Femi? Do you help him sell his food and set it up? I mean, do you support people to develop their own enterprises or their own ideas?
You know what? He's great in a different field. Okay. He's great in like talent development and just managing, like him just clicking things and making sure things. When we got here, he was trying to book a cab for a cake to be picked up and delivered to my house. Not his, for the birthday girl. Oh. So that's who he is, you get what I'm saying? He's a people's people as well. So yeah, like I pushed him. He would tell you, I phoned him the other day, I said, yo bro, look, sign up to this course because this is you. The cooking is just a hobby, something he can do.
What was the course?
Player care. Player care. So obviously he's in the sports industry as well. He works with an agency, a football agency. And I just feel like the player care is more like programmed around them. So what player care is, every club, they have someone in place. So like, let's say Crystal Palace, they have someone in place that takes care of the day-to-day life of their international players and their wives and their kids. So whether it's finding them an apartment, whether it's finding them a restaurant to go to, whether it's getting them a personal shopper, the player care is in charge of that, and he does that.
That sounds amazing. So you take care of their
whole life.
Schedule, their agenda, you make sure they get to where they got to be, etc., etc. And it does the same for you, right?
Say it again. He does the same for
Yeah.
me as well. He does the same for all of us, honestly. Like, he's like my personal diary sometimes, so yeah.
That's brilliant. I love what I'm hearing here, man. Do you know what I mean? Is there anything that we've not spoken about today that you want the world to know about? Because, I mean, you are like an onion. You've got layers upon layers upon layers. And we've only touched, I think, on just maybe the first layer that there is about you. Talk to the people and tell them what you want them to know.
You know what? I'll touch on this because this is, I think, in our community, this is something that a lot of people get it right, get it wrong, struggle with. Parenting. Oh. I had my son at the age of 21. I was in uni when I had my son. Now, my parents didn't know who my girlfriend was at the time before she got pregnant. When they met her, everything was cozy, everything was lovely. But what I feel like, from my experience, a lot of people get this wrong. Maybe not everyone, but I got it wrong at a stage, is being able to not take the situation too serious to the point where you're overdoing stuff. So personally, I feel like a lot of parents, or a lot of men actually, because I speak to my friends around my age, younger, that have kids, and they're struggling to kind of like build that bond, build that relationship whenever a kid comes. Mm-hmm. And I always say, look, sometimes, yes, your point might be valid, but just brush it under the carpet, because sometimes women don't want to talk. Mm-hmm. Like, it might be so petty, and I need to sort this out right now. Is she dumb? What's she thinking of? And the response that you get from her might be like, raw, you brushing me away, like, take this serious. Sometimes just let it go. Mm-hmm. And because what that does is it helps both of you to live to see another day.
Okay.
At a point in my life, I didn't let it go, and it didn't help me to see another day.
Got it.
But right now, I'm so happy because everything's much, much better now. And it's like the two have learned from their individual mistakes, and now it's like greatness, if you get what I'm saying. So it's to the young parents, be there, obviously. And being there is not just money. Like, don't just send her £500 a month and say that just look after the youth 24/7, because they're human as well. Mm-hmm. They've got a life to live. Mm-hmm. So if it means that you take your son for 2 weeks in the month, if you can, and you give her half of the money, whatever works for you. But remember, money's not everything, can it? It's the time spent, and it's the love given, and it's just the communication. So there's a lot of young parents out there. So that's what I like to.
That's a really powerful message, and I think a lot of people will kind of see what it is that you're saying and kind of like have to do a check on themselves. Yeah, absolutely. It's about reflection. That's the thing. And it's also about communication as well. The different levels of communication, not what you say, but sometimes what you see and how you respond to it.
And how you say it, yeah.
So, yeah.
I used to struggle with that because my mindset growing up was defense, because that's what we had to do outside on the road all the time.
Absolutely.
Are you dumb? What do you mean? And
the question hasn't even landed, but you've just already
hit the skin. And I'm like, what? You touched my skin? Are you mad? So it's like growing up now is like, okay, take it in. You know what? Let me get back to you on that. I'm not going to respond straight away. Just give me like 20 minutes, I'll phone you back. And it helps because it gives you time to think, cool down and respond. So yeah, that's whoever's watching that's got kids on the way, got a kid, just trust me. Or if you know someone that's got a kid and struggling with these sort of things, I think it helps a lot amongst anyone even probably the adults as well, the older lot, because apparently I'm old now.
You're done now, you're proper old, you're old school. But you know what, Kwarmz, I really, really appreciate the time you've taken today to come out and talk to me and my little prezzies. Okay, I know this is a sample, but you know, I love it all. It's fantastic, amazing quality. And if I was to ask people in respect of like how they could find you. I mean, I know you gave your details earlier on, but if they want to get in contact with you on any level, what's it? How do they do that? What's the call for action?
I've got a LinkedIn. Did you create it for me or did my? Yeah, I ain't looked at it since he created it for me. Okay. But
tell me again.
LinkedIn is there, but to be honest, the best way to get hold of me is probably through Instagram. Okay. Kwarmz Migo, so that's Kilo, Whiskey, Alpha, Romeo, Mother. Zulu, no, it's not Zulu, but that's not the word for it. It's Zulu, yeah? Sorry, bro. Manager. Zulu, Mother, Indigo, Gold, Oscar, Kwarmz Migo. Okay, Kwarmz Migo. Get a hold of you in that way, DM you. Yeah, just DM me and I'll definitely respond. Like yesterday, this guy was complaining because a boy from Manchester was asking me questions about starting up a brand, and he said, "Bro, you're giving them everything, bro." He said, "Bro, you can't be giving everything away, but you can't do that, evidently." Yeah. But yeah, thank you so much for coming today. Come give me some love, give me some hugs. Thank you for having me. And can we have a round of applause, please, guys? Thank you so much. Yeah. So if you like what you saw today, remember to like, comment and share, yeah? It doesn't matter which as well.
And make
Subscribe
sure
to
you
the channel.
subscribe. They're in the background saying to make sure you subscribe as well. So like, comment, and subscribe. Okay? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mwah. Love and light.
This
I'm
is
outta
nice,
here.
by the way.
Yeah?
I'm taking some home.
He's taking some home. Did you hear that? Bakeless, he's taking some home. Cool. We're out of here.